Ever wondered how big companies really make their money? You know, the kind of companies that could buy and sell Twitter on a whim, like it's a slightly used Nissan Sentra. We're not talking about just glancing at their profit margins. Oh no, my friends. To truly understand these behemoths, we need to go deeper, beyond the glossy brochures and carefully curated press releases, and into the nitty-gritty of their financial statements. Now you might be thinking, John, ratios? That sounds about as thrilling as watching paint dry. And you wouldn't be entirely wrong. But stick with me, because this is where the story gets interesting. Think of ratios like financial detectives sniffing out clues hidden within those dense financial statements. These ratios, like the debt-to-equity ratio or the current ratio, can tell us if a company is drowning in debt or swimming in cash, how efficiently they're using their assets, and even if they're playing fast and loose with their accounting practices. It's like peering behind the curtain and seeing the financial wizardry at work. All right, let's talk about cash flow. You see, profit is a fickle beast. It can be manipulated, massaged, and made to look better than it actually is. Cash flow, on the other hand, is a much more straightforward metric. It tells us the cold, hard truth about how much money is actually flowing in and out of a company's coffers. Think of it like this. You could have $1 million in profit on paper, but if it's all tied up in unsold inventory or unpaid invoices, well, you're not exactly rolling in it, are you? Cash flow analysis helps us cut through the smoke and mirrors and see the real financial health of a company. Segment reporting. It's like dissecting a frog, but instead of guts and formaldehyde, you're dealing with revenue streams and operating expenses. The beauty of segment reporting is it lets you see which parts of a company are actually pulling their weight and which ones are basically that one friend who always forgets their wallet when the bill arrives. You know the one. They're always mysteriously short on cash, but somehow manage to have a new phone every year. Segment reporting, it's less messy than dissection and far more revealing about financial health. So you want to put a price tag on a company, eh? Well, buckle up, because valuation techniques are a wild ride. It's not as simple as slapping a sticker on a banana. There are discounted cash flows, comparable company analysis, precedent transactions. It's enough to make your head spin faster than a Wall Street roulette wheel, and don't even get me started on the assumptions baked into these models. We're talking about future growth rates, discount rates, terminal values. It's like trying to predict the weather 3 decades from now using only a magic 8-ball. But hey, at least it's more exciting than watching paint dry, which, let's be honest, is what most financial analysis feels like. Now we're getting to the good stuff. Forensic accounting is basically financial detective work, except instead of a magnifying glass, you're armed with spreadsheets and a healthy dose of skepticism. It's about digging through the numbers to find the inconsistencies, the anomalies, the things that just don't add up. Think of it as an episode of Law and Order, but instead of a grisly murder, you're investigating a cooked balance sheet, and instead of iced tea, you have... Well, you still have spreadsheets, but trust me, it's way more exciting than it sounds. We're talking fraud, embezzlement, money laundering, all the fun stuff that keeps accountants up at night. All right, let's talk benchmarking. Now, you wouldn't buy a car without comparing it to other cars in its class, would you? No, because that would be insane. The same goes for investments. Benchmarking is all about comparing your investments to relevant indices or other similar investments. It helps you understand if your portfolio is performing as well as it could be, or if it's, well, a lemon. Because let's be honest, nobody wants to be the proud owner of a lemon portfolio. Unless you're really into financial citrus, which frankly I wouldn't recommend. Now, predicting the future is a fool's errand, but that doesn't mean we can't prepare for it. Scenario and sensitivity analysis is like running a bunch of what-if simulations on your investments. What if interest rates skyrocket? What if the housing market collapses? What if a rogue AI takes over the stock exchange? Okay, maybe not that last one, but you get the idea. By testing your investments against different scenarios, you can see how they might hold up in a variety of potential futures, which, let's be honest, is about as close as we're going to get to having a crystal ball. Well, folks, that's it for today's deep dive into the murky yet surprisingly fascinating world of financial analysis. But don't worry, this isn't goodbye. If you enjoyed this whirlwind tour of numbers and ratios, be sure to like and subscribe for more enlightening financial insights. Remember, mastering these techniques can mean the difference between confidently navigating the financial landscape and, well, ending up like a deer in the headlights. And nobody wants to be a deer in the headlights, especially when it comes to their money.